Legend Story Studios should delay the release of Monarch First Edition. There, I said it. Now let me explain. But first, welcome back to Tabletop Tilt, guys. My name is Matthew. And before I get into it, I want to mention, in the interest of full disclosure, because I want to be transparent, that I have already secured Monarch First Edition booster boxes for myself at a reasonable price. I signed up for the Team Covenant subscription back in December before it sold out. I thought it was pretty clear back in December that after we saw the Alpha First Edition price break, that there would be huge demand for Monarch, and I wanted to lock it in for myself early to avoid the type of frustration that we're seeing now from the player base. I even made a video back third week of December talking about whether the crazy demand that we're seeing and price spikes for first editions would actually hurt the game. And I think we're seeing that manifest itself already when it comes to Monarch. And it's still 3 months away. So yes, full disclosure, I've already locked in first edition booster boxes of Monarch at MSRP. And despite that, I still firmly believe that Legend Story Studios should actually delay the release of Monarch First Edition. And now the reason I think that is obviously because some of the ridiculous pre-order prices we're seeing for first edition. And I fully anticipated this. Like I said, I thought the writing was on the wall back in December, and that most retailers would no longer price first edition booster boxes the same as unlimited. I didn't think we'd ever see that again. But I honestly did not expect some of the prices that we're seeing. Here in Canada, for instance, 401 Games, which is one of the bigger TCG board game retailers in the country, now has Monarch First Edition on their website for $3.99 Canadian per booster box, which is about $300 US. The sale isn't active yet. I don't believe they've sold any, but this is the price listed. And right now they seem to be an outlier though. Other stores have theirs listed at about $250 Canadian. Here's another store listing for $249 Canadian. They've already sold theirs. It's sold out at that price. But this 401 Games price of $3.99 really sets a precedent, and they're one of the larger retailers in the country, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see other retailers follow suit if they are actually able to sell at this price. And I can tell you without a doubt that this is already creating a lot of backlash and negative sentiment, not just towards these stores, but towards the game in general. I'm part of a very active Flesh and Blood community here in Canada. And I actually think, in fact, we have one of the most active Flesh and Blood communities in the world outside of the Asia Pacific region. I'm very active in this community, and this is actually the first time I've seen any negativity towards Legend Story Studios or the game itself. And the reason for that is a lot of players are seeing themselves completely priced out of first edition 3 months before it's even released. I don't know what you're going to say. You're going to say unlimited is for players though, and it's being released only 3 weeks later. Okay, fine. So you're telling me that it's okay to price your player base out of even playing in a pre-release, and it's okay to ask your player base to watch everyone else who can afford these prices open their booster boxes for almost a month while they wait. How is that okay? And I know, boo-hoo, first world problems, it's only cardboard, yada, 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 but we all want to see this game succeed. Myself more than anyone, okay? And the player base is the reason this game is going to succeed. If there are no players to drive demand, there's no investing, there's no collecting, there's no value, it all falls apart. So I don't think it's right to tell your player base that they need to wait while you make sure the collectors, investors, and players with the most money get the product they want. I just don't think that's okay. So my knee-jerk reaction initially, and what I was actually going to make this video about, was that Legend Story Studios should enforce a maximum price. They have a minimum advertised price, and they have a suggested retail price. And my initial emotional reaction was, this is outrageous! They should have a maximum retail price, and they should cut off stores that gouge their players, rah, rah, rah. But honestly, I don't think that's the right thing to do. I do believe actually the market should decide the price. And honestly, if stores are actually able to sell at this ridiculous price, then so be it. I do think it's short-sighted and it's not in the interest of building a long-term loyal community, but it is what it is. The game is newer in Canada. We haven't even been able to build local play groups. We haven't even been able to host any in-store events because the game, since before the game even released here. So stores aren't looking to grow the game right now. They're just looking to capitalize on the opportunity, at least some of them. There are some stores that actually care and they're trying to grow the community and they're selling at a much more reasonable price, but some of them are just looking to capitalize on this opportunity. And honestly, I can't really blame them for that. So add to that, the other reason I don't think that enforcing a maximum price will help is that would not guarantee everyone gets the product, because the fact is there just isn't enough first edition to go around. That's how it's supposed to be. So capping the price still isn't going to make everyone happy. So after taking some time to really think about it, I firmly believe that a lot of this frustration among players, and believe me, it's real. I've seen it. It's strong. There's a lot of frustration and anger being vented this week. I think a lot of it would be alleviated by delaying the release of first edition so that it aligns with Unlimited. And I know that suggestion might piss some people off too. I'm okay with that. Go ahead. Tell me why you disagree down in the comments. I would honestly love to hear the feedback and any other ideas you have, but I really do think delaying first edition is the best solution. I think players need to be able to get their hands on the product when it releases, and they should not feel alienated or left out because they either missed a pre-order opportunity or they just couldn't afford it. I don't think that's okay. So I also think players should be able to participate in a pre-release for less than $10 to $20 a pack. I mean, are you kidding me? Who's going to pay $60 to $100 for 6 packs to participate in a sealed pre-release, right? It's just not feasible. It's just not fair to ask players to do that, to be real. So now I don't know whether the situation of Unlimited being 3 weeks behind first edition is unique for Monarch, or whether this will be the way each release is handled going forward. I really hope that this is just due to the unexpected surge in demand, and 3 weeks was just the best they could do in this case. And I'm really hoping that each future release will have first and Unlimited editions release at the same time, or at least much closer to each other. 3 weeks, though, should not be the norm, and this is not supposed to be the norm. If it's not supposed to be the norm, I think Legend Story Studios needs to do something about it in this case. They need to make a decision here, in this case, for Monarch specifically, to delay the first edition until they can get Unlimited into stores as well. I know a lot of people won't want to have to wait longer for first edition, and I'm sure LSS doesn't want to announce a delay either, but I firmly believe that it would go a long way to showing you respect your player base, you recognize that they're the reason this game is going to go the distance, and I truly hope that it does, because honestly, it's a great game. If you haven't tried it yet, you absolutely should. So that's really all I wanted to say today. Feel free to disagree, but I wanted to try and give a bit of a voice to a player base that I know for a fact is feeling frustrated right now. So that's it. I just wanted to get that out there. I wanted to make my opinion clear that I do think Legend Story Studios should delay first edition Monarch until everybody, players, collectors, investors, can get their hands on the product at the same time, so that nobody feels left out, so nobody feels alienated, so people can actually participate in pre-releases. I think that is the best thing to do for the health of the game at this time. So I know my channel's small. I only have about 150 subscribers. I'm sure Legend Story Studios has never watched before, but if you are listening, I honestly believe that would be the best thing for the community. So thanks for watching, everybody. I really, really appreciate it.